drink this amount of water a day, you want to stay with that restriction. But otherwise, it's good to drink water, and just 5 cups a day lowers your heart attack risk by 50%. And heart attacks is one of the greatest causes of death worldwide, so we all should drink more water. The third thing is exercise. Exercise can greatly reduce your blood pressure. There's 3 types of exercises that we actually do. The first one is endurance. Endurance exercises like running, jogging. And they showed that isometric exercises reduces systolic blood pressure by almost 11 points and diastolic blood pressure by over 6 points. So what is isometric exercises? An isometric exercise is where you're only holding tension on the muscle, but you're not moving the joint. So that's, for example, if you're flexing your arm, you're not moving the joint. If you're pushing against the wall and you're not moving your joint, or if you're doing let's say, you're doing a squat, but you're just holding it against the wall, or you're doing planks. So that's an exercise where you hold the muscle tension without moving the joint. That significantly reduces blood pressure, as we saw, the top number by over 10 points and the bottom by 6.2. So here's some examples of this type of blood pressure, this type of exercise, isometric exercise. That's like a push-up, squat hold, calf raise hold, different things like that. And if we do this regularly, just a few minutes a day, it can significantly help to reduce blood pressure, is what the study was showing. Now, the fourth thing that I want to look at is sleep. We know sleep is good for us. It's good for our moods. It's good for our health. It's good for our happiness, right? But sleep also, when you get enough sleep, you're also maintaining a healthy blood pressure. But if you don't get enough sleep, unfortunately, your blood pressure goes up. Actually, a study in 2013 showed that blood pressure increases in all ages, across all ages, in women, and in men until 60 who don't get enough sleep. Now, middle-aged adults, 30 to 50 or so, 30 to 60, they still were at risk of getting high blood pressure even if they were having a healthy diet, even if they were exercising, even if they were watching their salt. They were still at risk for getting high blood pressure just from not getting enough sleep. Now, let's look at this next one, supplements. Are there any supplements out there that are shown to reduce blood pressure? These are the only 4 supplements that I found that were proven based on research studies, where they put them in clinical trials. They put patients on them for several months. Vitamin D was shown to lower blood pressure in 2 clinical trials. Melatonin was also shown to reduce blood pressure in 2 trials. So vitamin D, we get that from where? From the sun. So we all can get that. That's pretty simple, right? Melatonin is something our brain produces. It helps us sleep. It helps regulate our sleep. But you also can take supplements for that if your body doesn't produce enough, or maybe if you're not going to sleep on a regular time, you might need to take some. Also, dark chocolate was shown to reduce blood pressure in studies. I'm not sure if it just because of the chocolate tastes good or what, but it was shown to reduce blood pressure. And the last one is CoQ10, coenzyme Q10. I'm not sure how many of you have heard of it, but that's an enzyme. It's a natural enzyme that you can buy in supplement stores, and that significantly reduces blood pressure when taken regularly. So the persons using this were taking, in this study, there was a study done for 12 weeks. So for 3 months, persons were taking 60 to 120 milligrams of CoQ10, and you see how much it reduced their blood pressure. The top number by 13.5 and the bottom number by 10.3. And this CoQ10 I've actually seen prescribed several times in the hospital by a few physicians. One of them was prescribed for someone's heart. Another time it was prescribed for someone's blood pressure. So it's good for the heart and for the blood pressure. And certain physicians will prescribe it. But of course, before you start any supplement or anything like that, you want to check with your doctor Make sure it doesn't interact with any other medications you might be taking, if you're taking any. Now, the sixth thing is what? A healthy environment. There was actually a study done that in 2014 in Germany that showed increased blood pressure with noise, with traffic noise. So people who live close to the street, in a busy area, a busy intersection, they always heard the traffic coming by, their blood pressure was higher. Also, persons who worked in the industrial factories regularly, who were exposed to industrial noise, loud noises, their blood pressure was higher as well. And then some of the other things we mentioned, getting enough sleep, sunshine, fresh air, vitamin D, those are all important to reduce blood pressure. Now, the last thing I want to look at in reducing blood pressure is managing stress. That's something we all have, right? Everyone has stress. There's good stress, there's bad stress, because sometimes stress motivates you to do something. It might motivate you to work hard and save it for a car. It might motivate you to study hard for your tests and pass, or get an A, get 100%. But then there's some stress that's bad, right? That causes us distress. And that stress really can increase our blood pressure. So what do we got to do? We've got to do some things so we're not so stressed, right? We've got to manage our stress better. Some of the things listed here, slow down, keep calm, be positive, take it easy. Unplug, enjoy life, have fun. Breathe. Sometimes just take a deep breath. If someone tells you something really stressful, if you have to do something at work that you don't feel like doing, just take a deep breath, sit back, relax for a little bit. Go outside, go for a walk in nature, smile, meditate. There's been studies that show an association between anxiety and hypertension, increased risk for hypertension. So we don't want to be anxious. We don't want to be stressed about things. We don't want to be worried about things because they're going to increase our blood pressure. And when they increase our blood pressure, although we may feel fine, what do they do? It increases your risk for strokes, for heart attacks, so for some of those other things that we saw earlier. So we can reduce our blood pressure by relaxing, by making friends, going out with friends, doing things enjoyable regularly, managing our time better. Maybe making a list of things and saying, if I can't do this at the end, you know what? I'll leave it for tomorrow. I'll do it next week. Nurture yourself. Ask others for help. And actually, we can ask God for help. I've done that many times with school. I've been in school now, I think 8 or 9 years. And if I would have done it again, I would have just gone straight to medical school. But I just kept on going with nursing, and it's taking a while. And many times I get stressed with school, and I get stressed about exams. I'm burnt out of school, sick of doing it, but I'm almost there. But many times what has helped me is just praying, taking a break, taking my mind off of school, asking God for help. There's a verse in 1 Peter 5:7 that says, casting all your anxieties or worries upon Him, for He cares for you. And actually growing research has demonstrated a link between our spiritual health and our physical health as well. So spiritual health does a few things. It lowers our blood pressure. It reduces inflammation, and these studies have actually been done on this. Reduces cholesterol and reduces fasting blood sugar. And of course, it reduces our risk for depression, addictions, other things like that. So what were the 7 ways we can reduce our blood pressure without medications? Yeah, medications will reduce your blood pressure, and many times they are needed. If you have high blood pressure, let's say your blood pressure is 190 over 100. You don't want to just start, okay, let me go exercise, let me go drink more water. Yeah, you want to do that, but your blood pressure is critically high. You're going to need to be on some medicines to get that blood pressure down to prevent yourself from having a stroke or some other side effects. So yeah, you might need to start medications. Maybe you're on medications right now. Maybe some of your family members or friends are on medications. But what's going to happen if you start doing some of these things? If you start exercising a little more, the recommendation for exercise is 30 minutes, 5 days a week. You might not be able to get that right away, but start small. Start with 15 minutes, 3 days a week, and keep on increasing that. Drink more water, sleep more if possible. When you start doing these things, guess what's going to happen? Your blood pressure is going to go down. And then the next time you go to the doctor, we have patients like that come to the clinic, and their blood pressure is really good. So what do we say? We say, well, your blood pressure is really good today. let's see how it is in 3 months, or let's see how it is in a month from now. We'll set you up for an appointment. You come back next month, and if your blood pressure is still good, I want you to do some readings at home. I want you to record these readings. If your blood pressure is still good, we're going to take you off of your lisinopril or your metoprolol or whatever medicine you're on. So hopefully, if you're on blood pressure medicines, you can reduce your blood pressure. And if you don't have high blood pressure, you can prevent it by doing some of these things. And hopefully, we can live long, healthy, and stay happy. Thank you.
Well, thank you, guys. I forgot to introduce myself before. I'm Nathan. So glad you're all here. We're going to have a great time tonight. You know, everything he said, it was pretty simple, pretty easy to understand. There's always more to learn, but we have some of our favorite books and small publications and things that give us more tips about how to look after our health. And some of those you might have seen on the way in. Please feel free to have a look as you go out tonight on some of the books and things we have. Also, how to get more good stuff into your body. There are good, healthy foods that also taste really good, and we have a little treasure trove full of those downstairs. Okay, a lot of you know that place already, just down the bottom of the steps and around the corner. A little shop there, and by all means, feel free to browse through there as well. Really providing a service to the community here because we have people coming from quite a ways to find things that are not able to find in other places. So yeah, feel free to have a look. If there's something there that's useful to you, by all means, it's our privilege and our joy to provide those things for you. Now, on to the food. Lydia's about to come out and demonstrate our first recipe. Hello, Lydia. You ready? Are we ready?
I am just about.
Are you wired up? Got your sound on?
Is that on or off? Can't see.
Sounds like you're on. Say
I
something.
on?
Yes,
Oh,
yes. So what have we got tonight, Lydia?
We've got a whole lot of goodies. We've got a cottage pumpkin soup, which is a nice warm thing to start the evening. Then we're going to do a whole lot of different things like sour creams, and we're having a beetroot. I guess you heard Mikey talking about how to keep your blood pressure down. So beetroot's one of those great ingredients.
Oh, yeah, some veggie.
So we're going to have a beetroot and baby spinach salad. We're going to have a really yummy blueberry dessert crepe, which is very rich in ingredients that are good again for hypertension. The gut fights against hypertension. So yeah, so we've got lots of goodies for you tonight. If you bear with us, I'll just set up.
We don't need this. Okay, let's get some bits out of the way and some bits ready.
Yeah.
I don't think my sound is on, but anyway, that sounds really good. So let's have some veggies and see how to get some more veggies in. This sounds really good.
Don't get
All right,
scared of
Lydia,
this.
take it away. Oh, okay.
Okay, what we're going to do tonight, I'm going to start off with the soup, and I'm going to put that to cook while we do other things. So we're going to be swapping backwards and forwards tonight. I hope you'll be able to follow it. Someone said, oh, they're going to get dizzy. I said, no, it's not that bad. So I'm going to do a pumpkin. This can be either called a Kent or a Jap. It's the same thing. So you can purchase this from fruit shops, from Aldi, from Coles, from all different places. So it's really beautiful and yellow, and it's really lovely and rich in good things. Now, you're probably going to say, all right, what are you going to do with this? I'm just going to take off this top part, this top section, but I might use a smaller knife for this one, just to take that off. And the rest is going to go into the soup. So you're probably thinking, oh. So seed, middle, skin, everything else is going in apart from the top of the pumpkin. So I'm just going to, before I start getting into the pumpkin, just for seasoning, we've got 1 potato, 1 onion, 1 carrot, a stick of celery, some parsley, and we're just going to put that on the bottom of the saucepan. And as it cooks, all these lovely flavours will come through the pumpkin. So you don't have to cut it really small because we're going to blend this. So we're going to just cut it in big chunks. I was lucky enough to be able to prepare the veggies earlier on, so I don't have to stand here and peel them for you. The same with the onion. Just cut them big. It doesn't have to be real small. So it's all going to be whizzed up. So everything's going to be, yeah. And all these will go straight through to the, as a flavour. I'll just pop that there. Okay. I've got a couple of cloves of garlic. Just throw that in. I'll just cut the carrot, celery. It doesn't matter how big, how small. Like I said before, it will all go in the pot. And also the parsley, whatever, about 4 to 6 twigs. And I just break off the hard bits. I don't put that in. You can. The stems, I just break that off and just chop that up. Now we're going to cook this in about 1 litre of water. But if you see that if you like it a little bit thicker, you can just reduce that to 3/4 of a litre. Just enough for the vegetables to cook, to simmer. They mainly simmer in their own juices, actually. So let's do this. Now you know why I got the big knife, because you can't do this with the little knife. And the skin of this pumpkin is beautiful if you're baking it. Don't peel it and throw the skin out. It's really, really flavoursome to eat it. So now I'm using half a pumpkin. It's equivalent to about 2 kilos, this big pumpkin. If you get a little one, the recipe that I've put down is roughly for 2 kilos, but it doesn't really matter because there is no real measurement with soup. If you can put some extra or some less, it doesn't matter. Okay, and just cut that up. So you can see, can you just put my wire back in, please, into the pocket? Yeah, I don't want to put that in the soup. Okay, so you just put everything in, all your skin, seeds. Pumpkin seeds, really good. Now, pumpkin seeds are good for, especially children, because it's good for worming. Children that eat pumpkin seeds, they don't have a problem with worms. So it's all really good stuff. Okay, so you're probably thinking, yeah, am I going to eat that? Yes, you are. And you'll never know what's in there because it all gets blended up. So all this lovely mushy stuff. Oh, there it goes again. I'll have to do something about the wire later. I washed it very, very well before. Yes, definitely. Wash your pumpkin before you start this. Is again. I have scrubbed the skin, yeah. I wash everything. I think I've said this before. I wash everything. I wash my rice, I wash my beans, I wash my lentils, I wash my vegetables. I never chop up anything, put anything in the pot that I'm going to cook. Some people say, oh, don't worry, it boils out. No, I wash everything. So that's been washed, really well washed. Sorry, it's taking a little bit longer time, but we'll just get. And once I get all this cooking, Rosetta will come and start part of her recipe, which is the cauliflower, baked cauliflower. No, what is it, wings? Is that right? No, what am I? Cauliflower wings. So she will start that off while this is cooking, and then we'll come back to it and whiz it up once it's cooked. Has anyone here ever done this? Use skin and seeds and whatever? No? Oh, good on you. Lovely. That's awesome. Yeah. No, it's very good. It's not a matter of being lazy. It's a matter of all the goodness, you know. You don't want to throw out all this lovely, good stuff. Okay. And I put about 1 litre of water, which is, you don't have to boil it, but it just speeds up the cooking process. And I'll show you this. It's all sitting in there. Now the water, I wish you could see it. It's about up to here. About up to here, and the pumpkin's about up to there. Okay? So we'll put that on and let that cook while Rosetta will guide you through the next item. And then I'll come back, and what we're going to do, we're going to whiz that up with some cashews. That makes it creamy, and also some coconut cream and some seasoning. Now, I'll tell you about it a little bit later. I'll just get Rosetta to come in and take over. Thank you, Ro. Oh, I need to give you the microphone. My hands are all sticky. Can you? Thank you.
Hello, everybody. How are we all tonight? All good? Isn't it lovely that we've got some nice autumn weather? Isn't it beautiful to have some beautiful, mild autumn weather, which Sydney's famous for? Okay, while Lydia's soup is on the boil, I'll get my one started, and then Lydia will come back, then I'll come back, because we sort of have to wait in between, so that way we'll both get it done. So if you can turn the pages, if you can. You've all got your soup now. We're going to be doing the cauliflower wings. Some people call it buffalo wings, whatever. So all we need is a nice, yummy cauliflower, just broken up into florets. Very easy, nice bite-sized. And then what we're going to do, we're going to make a batter. And what I've done, I've just got a cup of plain flour. And then I've got some oat flour. Now what I've done, I've just bought a packet of rolled oats, put them in the blender, and you get oat flour. Very easy to make. You can, it depends on how long you blend it up. Depends on how fine you want it. This is not really, really fine. It's like a wholemeal sort of texture to it. Okay, and then we will add into that our seasonings. We've got garlic powder, which is crushed dried garlic. We put that in. Smoked paprika. That gives it a really nice barbecue sort of a taste and smell, aroma about it. Cumin or cumin, depends how you pronounce it. That goes in as well. And salt. Now we'll give all of that a little mix, and then we'll add our liquid. So we just mix it up so it's all nice and combined. And then we, oh, lucky that wasn't open. Okay. I add 2.5 cups to the mix. This is what my recipe says. This is something you can make ahead of time as well. It doesn't have to be eaten warm. You can eat it warm. You can eat it fresh after it's been baked. But you can make it in advance as well and have it the next day, have it in the fridge. And it's a good sort of party food because it's a good sort of finger food thing. And my last half a cup. I better put the lid on that in case that goes again. And then we just mix it up. Okay. Now, while that can sit for a little while, just so that it can thicken up a little bit. So we'll leave it to thicken a bit. And the next thing we need to do is, I'll just transfer it onto this side so it's closer to my tray. I've got a baking tray with some baking paper on top, and we get our florets and we dunk them into the batter all the way. You're going to get nice sticky fingers. It's okay. You can use a fork. I love using my fingers. It's just so much easier. You just dab off the excess and put it on the tray. You can make it a little bit thicker. If you let the batter stand for a little bit, it'll get a bit thicker. So we're going to do that with all of these florets, and then we pop it in the oven. And it goes into a nice hot oven. You preheat your oven nice and hot to about 220. And in the oven for about 25 minutes, and it starts to get a bit crispy. And then later on we'll show you what happens next. You can do these as big or as small as you like, depending how you're going to eat them. The ones we've done tonight are about these size. Okay, and then we pop it in the oven for about 25 minutes till it gets nice and crispy. Then we'll bring it out and then we'll show you the next step later on. I'll do something else in the meantime. Hopefully we get our Vitamix out here, ready to go. And then we'll show you the sauce that goes with it, so I'll make that as well. I'll probably use that straight away, Lydia. I'll just go and wash my hands, I'll be back. Actually, I should take this to the oven, shouldn't I? Thank you.
It's lovely to see some of you here back again. Thank you for coming.
Need the oven at 220.
I don't know if this still, yeah, this goes. She's gone with the mic. She's still wearing the mic, so back in the back somewhere.
Okay.
All right. So we want to get more veggies in, right? Beautiful way to get it is in soup. Oh, I just love it. And I don't know what do you think about the soup now with all the goodness in there? What do you reckon? Was that great? Yeah, so don't throw away all that goodness. There's so much in that. You can actually eat that and get that in. All right. Yeah, all right, good. All right.
What about the skin?
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry, a bit of an interlude there. Okay, next thing we're serve the wings with, okay, your cauliflower wings. And we've done this many times before with our cooking demos, done our garlic sauce. This is the same one again. A little bit of a twist to it this time. So what we're going to need, my milk back again. I took my cup measurement. Okay. 1 cup of soy milk is the first thing we put in. This is a 1/2 cup measure, so I'll do it twice. Cup of soy milk. Put the lid on, don't forget. Okay, the magic ingredient in this, so it's just like making mayonnaise when you have to drizzle your oil. In order to use less oil, so you don't have so much oil in your mayonnaise, the secret ingredient is boiled potato. And what that does, it helps with the mayonnaise to set easier, so you don't need as much oil in it to make it set. So it's just a boiled potato. It's cooled down. It needs to be cool. If you have it hot, it'll sort of curdle a bit, so it won't mix up as well. So it's just 1 small boiled potato, cooled down, and you just put it in. Easy. Garlic. I've got 3 cloves there. Depending on how you like it, a bit stronger, a bit less. A bit of salt. Oh, no, it's fine, I don't need it now. Okay, and that's it. And we're going to make a bit of noise. So while this is blending up, I'm going to use the oil. Okay, a little bit of oil, and I'll drizzle it in. And I'm hoping. And then right at the very end, I add lemon juice. And that just thickens it right at the end, just gives it that extra boost. So I'm going to turn this on now. It's going to make a lot of noise, but I'm going to add the oil, then the lemon juice at the end. Are we plugged in? Okay. This is still hot. Is it supposed
I've switched it off and I've put the thing. It should be off.
That feels like it's getting hotter. Aha, okay. Okay, that's it. So I didn't use all the oil that's on the recipe. So sometimes you may need a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less. So I haven't used it all. And that's it. So it's like a mayonnaise, okay, but this is a nice garlic flavour. So you'll have some tonight in your cauliflower wings. So that's a really good thing to use. It's like a sour cream, it's like a mayonnaise. You can use it as a dressing, you can use it in a salad, you can use it, to top things, to drizzle over different things. It's really delicious, it's vegan, and it's good for you. Yes? It should keep up to about 3 days or even a week if it's kept in the fridge. It should be okay.
Make sure you seal it well,
Yeah.
because it will smell your fridge out.
Because of the garlic, obviously. Yeah. Okay.
So I could put it in here.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
can have it washed.
Good girl. Do you want me to do the salad straight away then? Yeah? While I'm here? Okay, I'm still going to need this, that and that. Those three things I'm still going to need.
Do you need this?
No,
No?
no,
That's it.
that's done. Yeah. Okay, while you're eating that, and while we're waiting for the cauliflower to bake and waiting for the soup to cook, we'll go on to our next thing, okay? The next thing is the salad that you're eating now. Beetroot salad. So we got some lovely fresh spinach. Beetroot. All we do, we've boiled the beetroot, peeled it, boiled it, peeled it and boiled it, that's it. And now what we do, we're just going to slice it up. If you want, you can use gloves for this part so you don't get all red hands, but lemon juice will take the beetroot off juice. So I've just sliced it in half, half again, and then I'm just going to slice it up. Of course, you can make it however you like. This is how we've decided to do it. Beetroot's really yum. You can actually make this salad without boiling the beetroot. You can actually have it raw. Although it's probably harder to cut like this, you might need to grate it, but it'll more or less be the same. But this is just easier. You can buy a can of sliced beetroot, but it usually has some sort of vinegar or something else with it, so depending on your taste, whereas this doesn't. Okay, this is in its, yeah. Yeah.
You can buy it in Elim's, believe it or not. It's in a fridge section, and it's sealed in a special bag, and it's not really just your beetroot.
And Woolworths as well.
Woolies as well, there you go.
There you go.
Costco as well.
Very good. Okay, so this is just easy. It's just a matter of chopping up your beetroot. We've got a confession here to make. The salad calls for 4 beetroot. We started making the big salad and we chopped it all up and we realised we only had 2 left. So we only have 2 in this salad to show you. Thanks, Lydia. Okay, so we've put that in. Then what we're going to do, got beetroot all over me. We'll just add the dressing. And the dressing's easy. It's just oil, olive oil, lemon juice. Again, you can put as much or as little as you like. We like a lot of lemons. Garlic. Just crushed garlic. That gives it a nice dimension. Bit of salt.
We're going to use it up when you finish.
Okay.
Just to add something, Rosetta.
Yes.
We were talking about blood pressure in the beginning. Well, beetroot and garlic are great for your blood pressure. So just enjoy it.
Okay. You put the salad dressing on. Toasted sunflower seeds. You just get some sunflower seeds, put them in a tray in the oven, toast them for about 10 minutes. Oh, can't get this open. And they come up with this beautiful nutty flavour. Just add that, toss and serve. Probably easier. Enough. And that's the salad for tonight. How do you like the chicken wings? Cauliflower wings. Okay. We'll, is your soup ready to go? Okay. You could do the same with broccoli, yes, I don't see why not. You could do it with broccoli. Of course, it's a little bit different taste, a little bit different texture, but it should work. It might be a bit tougher because the broccoli is not as meaty as the cauliflower, but by all means, try. It's good. Zucchini, yeah, I don't see why not. You could use zucchini as well. Experiment, have fun in the kitchen. Okay, and then we're going to have, what's next on our thing? Croutons. Lydia, you're going to do the croutons.
You want to keep going? You keep going. You keep going. You plugged in. Here. That's it.
Okay,
Give this work to do.
croutons. Let's do that. The next one. The croutons there, that's what you had in your soup, right? This is another quick and easy thing that's always good. You can use any sort of bread that you like, and it's even better when it's a couple of days old and you've got all this bread left over and you think, what am I going to do with this bread? This is perfect. And it's something that once it's been baked, it'll last for ages. You just put it in a airtight container and it'll last for ages. So this bread is fresh, but when it's a few days old, it's even better. Oh, okay. What we're using as a seasoning for our croutons, it's a Marcel stock. Chicken style. It's a vegan. It's just vegetarian. It's a vegetarian. They reckon it tastes like chicken. I don't know. I wouldn't know because I've never eaten chicken. But anyway, they reckon it's pretty close. And that's what we're using as seasoning tonight. Whoa, the table's moving. Okay, what I've done, I've just chopped it in half. And now I'm just cutting it into strips. And now I'll just cube it into cubes. So they're just this size. You saw what was in your soup, yeah? And you can change your seasoning too. Sometimes you can put mixed herbs with it as well, or anything like that. Plain salt you could even do, just plain salt. Bit of parsley maybe, thyme, whatever herbs you like. Some people might like coriander, I don't. Anyone here like coriander? Oh, do you know what they reckon? They say that people that love coriander and people that hate coriander, right? There's very few people that are in between, right? And they reckon that people that love coriander don't have all their taste buds. Because if they did, they wouldn't eat it.
I beg to differ.
much of this are we putting in? Okay, just a little bit of seasoning. And we just mix it all up so it's all nice and coated through the bread. And then we just drizzle a bit of oil on top. And this again is up to you how much oil you want in it. The more oil, the crispier it's going to be. Oh, don't want too much. Now I'll use the spoon. Although olive oil is good for your skin, so it doesn't matter if you get it in on your hands, you know. It's good for you. I reckon ancient Greeks used to use olive oil as a moisturiser for their skin. Okay, that's it. You put it in a tray and in the oven. Some people do it, they put it in a really hot oven and it gets really crispy. That's if you're going to eat it straight away. If you want it to be dry and really crusty and crispy, you put it in a low heat oven for about half an hour, mix it and leave it, put it in again until it's totally dry. But low heat, 150, you know, for a good 45 minutes or so, mixing it in between. And then it comes out nice and crunchy and crispy like this here that you've had on your soup. That's it.
Okay.
How are we going for time now?
Well, we've got probably just enough time to go.
I put this in the oven?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll give you.
Very good. Okay, dessert's going to take a little bit longer, so that's why we sort of went through quicker with the others. We're going to do it in 3 steps. We're going to make our crepe first, and after we made our crepes, we're going to do the filling, and then we're going to do the sauce that's on top. You can't see it here, but we're going to do all those. You don't have to have all those, but it sure is nice if you do have it, to have it together. There will be blueberries in every single one of them. Just going to bring my tray over. Okay, we're going to start off with the crepe batter. And for that, I'm using 2 cups of milk. I've measured pretty much all my ingredients before we started, so it makes it easier. But I will have to put this on actually for the fry pans. Just bear with me. Okay. So I'll start off with 2 cups of milk. I'm using soy milk for this. You can also use almond milk, or you can use oat milk, or whatever milk you prefer. Then I'm going to use 1.5 cups of flour. Just plain old, plain flour, simple flour. Again, you can do a gluten-free flour if you are gluten intolerant. It's really weird trying to measure things up because at home I just plonk it and, you know, if it's not good enough, I just put a bit more liquid and so on. So it's kind of like really strange. Then I'm going to put a 1/2 cup of frozen blueberries. If you like to have fresh, you can put fresh, and that's just lovely. A little bit of salt, about 1/4 teaspoon of salt. It balances out. A pinch of salt in everything seems to balance out the flavour. And I'm going to put 4 tablespoons of maple syrup. These lids are really, got it. Okay, and 1/4 cup of water. Okay. And then I'll whiz all this up together and that's your batter. So I'm going to make some noise, sorry about that. Just got some of it stuck on the side, some of the flour stuck, just clear that up. It's a little bit runny, but when you leave it just leave it in a bowl for a couple of minutes, it will thicken up. Okay, so by the time you're ready to put on the stove, it'll thicken up. Could we have the 2 fry pans, please? Not the wide ones, the narrow ones. Thank you. Okay, this is ready now, and we're going to make our crepes with this blue liquid, which is really, really good in antioxidants, so it'll be really good. I'll just pop this over on this side for now. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a little bit of rice bran oil in a little bowl, just so that I can have I just sprinkle a little bit of the oil on the pan to start it off, and then later on you won't need it, but just very light. Just pop that over here. When you're doing a pancake, make sure that your pot's lovely and hot before you put the batter in, and that way it won't stick, and it's just nice. It's nice to heat up the pan first. This is going to take a little bit of time. Okay, I'm going to need a plate. Yes, please. Okay. Depends on your saucepan. If you've got a pot that's like this, you don't. Just the first one. You can. It will taste a little bit nicer if you do put the oil in, I must admit, but it's not as healthy for you. So it's up to you. It depends on, like I said, it depends on what kind of... I should have really put that on first. I didn't even think of it. Sorry about that. But anyway, what I'm going to do while that's happening, I think I'm going to make the filling that we've used. I'll just pop that over here on this side for now. Oh, okay. Yep. Thank you. Very good. The what? Okay. Very good. Now, Rosetta is going to just show you how to glaze the wings in about 5 minutes. So we're just going to... I'm using a product called... It's made by Tofutti, and it's a product called Better Than Cream Cheese, and it's, if you haven't seen it before, it's from soy, and it's dairy-free. You can purchase this at Woolies, Coles, downstairs in our shop. I'm pretty sure they'd be in other stores as well. So I'm just going to use one of these tubs. I forgot how many grams this is. Can't even see. 227 grams, there you go. If you wanted to know quantities. 227 grams. I'm going to put that in my kitchen whiz, food processor, or whatever you want to call it. Together with a cup of blueberries. They were all frozen as well, but you can have fresh. And I'm going to use a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. I like the vanilla extract. The vanilla essence is too alcoholic for me. It's not as nice. It doesn't taste as nice. So half a... Yes, sorry. Rosetta's going to show you how she's going to baste that. Okay. Bring it up here, bro.
Okay. I'll scream.
No, I'll hold.
Oh, okay.
I'll hold this. No, that's the wrong side, eh?
It is.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Just to continue with this, so we can put it back in the oven. I've just got sweet chili sauce. Any brand of sweet chili sauce. And what I do, I just baste it, turn it over, baste the other side, and back in the oven for another 25 minutes, so it's all nice and toasty, and then it'll come out like you had it. So it's all nice and caramelized with the sweet chili. So it's just a matter of coating it all. Get it all nice and coated everywhere. Nice and sticky. Okay, then the fun part, I've got to turn it over and do the bottom part.
Sorry. I was looking, we're not even on fire yet.
It's easier if it's on baking paper too, otherwise it'll stick. Okay, now just coat the other side. Then you can have the mic back, Lydia, because I'm back in the oven for another 25 minutes.
Well, you look beautiful when you come out.
Nice and toasty. Okay, that's that. All done. Oh, need my glove back. Still hot.
I'll take that off you before you run away.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. We'll be back.
We really need 2 of these, I think. But anyway, let's go back to our sauce. Thank you. I'm just going to show you, Amy can help me with this. I'm just going to show you what I do. I just drizzle it on there. The pan's not hot enough because that should have gone. So it's still not quite hot enough, so we can wait. Amy, we've got to wait. She's gone. But anyway, where I'm up to, I've got the vanilla. I'm going to put the maple syrup and the lemon with lemon juice and rind. I've already added together, mixed them up together. So I'll put that in, and the maple syrup, and just whiz that up. That's all that is. It's very simple, very easy. Yeah, it's still not hot enough. The what? Sorry, the flipper. It's inside. Sorry. Okay. All right, we're going to move this over. Sorry about all the all the moving. We need a plug underneath, probably. Okay. Doesn't feel right. Hoppa. Oh, that's better. still not really hot, is it? We need to get a new stove, I say. Okay, so that's all there is. It's so easy. This is like a darker purple. This is a lighter purple. Isn't it lovely? All the same tones. So I've got the lighter purple, that's the cream, and you've got the batter. Okay, we can get rid of this one. Thank you. We're also going to do a sauce, and I will take that out in a minute. Here's a little bowl, little glass bowl. Little one. Thank you. Now, what I've done, if you do this and put it in the fridge for a couple of hours, it just thickens up a little bit, and it's better. Is that better? Yeah, that's much better. Okay. Here we go. It's just...
This one's good. This one's good. This one's ready.
Okay. Thank you. So we've done this as a filling for your crepe. Okay.
So that looks like
And you'll
the
go.
right one's not
Okay.
going down.
All right. And now I'm going to do the sauce, the blueberry sauce. And it's very delicious. So I've got 2 cups of frozen berries. I'm just going to place it in the saucepan. If you've noticed, we haven't used any sugar. We have been using maple syrup, okay, because we feel that's it's a complete sweetener. It's not a refined sugar. It's better for you. And then I'm going to have 1/4 cup of water and 1/4 cup of maple syrup. So we're using that as a sweetener. I'm also going to add 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. If you like it a little bit tartier, you can put extra lemon juice. And I've got some corn flour and some water. And I'm going to mix that up. And later on, once this is cooked, I'm going to just put this, mix it together and just put it in. So it's only maple syrup, lemon juice, and water. And I'm going to boil that. So that'll go in the kitchen. And when it's cooked, then we will stir this up just to thicken it up slightly. Oops. Is that the, nothing? Okay. I just thought the limelight's gone. All right. So this is, which one did you say? It's, okay, we'll go for this one. Approximately about 1/2 cup of the mixture. And switch it around the saucepan to make your crepes. This one's still not.
No, it's not working.
It's not. This one's not going.
I'll take it in the back. It's right.
Okay. Okay, I shall retire this pot.
Can we hand out?
Thank you. Yes, you can. Yes. So we're just going to. They're going to do the crepes out the back because it's not working. So I'll just do one for you so you can have a look. In the meantime, I'm going to mix water with the corn starch or corn flour. And that will be, once that blueberry syrup is cooking, for about 10 minutes. You simmer it for about 10 minutes, so you won't probably have time to see it finished. But when it's 10 minutes after it simmers, or if you forget about it and it's 15 minutes, it's not going to make any difference, okay? So you can just leave it. And just mix up your corn flour and pour it in and just boil it really well. Make sure that the corn flour is cooked, because if you don't cook it very well, then it's going to taste, you've got that funny floury taste, okay? So once you put the corn flour in, make sure that you really cook it well. and that will be really good. So that's what we've been doing tonight for you. That's what we've had for you tonight. This is your crepe. You like it? Thank you. Thank you. So you've got really blueberries in everything that you've got there. In the middle, in the crepe, in the cream, and the sauce. So, yeah. Well, I hope you have enjoyed yourselves tonight, and I hope we've been able to teach you something so that you can go and do it at home. And don't just come here and see what we do, but have a go. Have a go. I love it when people come back and say, oh, I tried that last week, it's really good, my family loved it. So, yeah, have a go. While I've got you tasting this lovely food, we've got a concert coming up. You probably received my little message. We've got a dinner concert. So what it is, it'll be a 4-course meal, and the Elim team is going to cater. And then we're going to have, while you're eating, you're going to have items. So there'll be a gospel concert. There'll be group songs, there'll be instrumental songs, there'll be quartets and all sorts of things. So it's well worth, if you've got nothing to do, Sunday the 27th of May at 6, I think it is, but there is some flyers around the corner, so take one home and book yourself in because it'll be really nice. Here you go. Here's your pancake. And if you just want to have it plain for breakfast, you can have it plain for breakfast. So thank you so much for coming. Nathan, I'll give it back to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lydia.
You're welcome.
That's fantastic. Thank you all for coming. You all have been great. It's been excellent tonight. Love the food, right? You don't have to be in a hurry to leave. We'll stick around and chat. Are we still serving? Oh.
It's on. Sorry.
Yep. You want to grab this?
Oh, I've got it.
You got it.
Okay, the sour cream, am I still hooked up? No?
Yes, yep,
I
yep.
am. The sour cream is exactly the same way of making it as you did the garlic sauce, so we won't hold you up for that tonight. But just follow the paper, and it's exactly the same way. You put your milk and your oil slowly, your salt, and then your lemon juice last, and that thickens it up. So it's very similar to the garlic sauce. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you all.
We're not finished yet.
We're not finished? What else are we doing?
No, we haven't finished. I haven't done the soup.
Oh.
Haven't done the soup for you. I haven't finished the soup. Oh, well, that's not very good, having a party without a half of the menu missing. But we'll just whiz up the soup.
Well, we've already eaten it. That's the thing. We've already eaten it.
That's it. Because normally we just finish it off and then...
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I'll do that now. Or are you going to finish
No, but it's just the soup,
Just the soup.
and the
croutons?
sour cream.
All right.
Oh, we won't do the sour cream. We've decided we won't do the sour cream. It's the same principle. Yeah. So I will do the soup quickly. Yes. Yes. It'll be the same consistency as this. To thicken it? Yes, you can. You can use the potato, and that means you'll use less oil. Okay? Yeah. The oil, the quantities of oil that we have there, it saves you doing the potato, because with this, just put potato in. Okay, so that means you use less oil. So if you want to use less oil, you can, because potato doesn't really give it a flavour. It's a very bland. But if you don't have time to make a potato, you just do the extra oil. Yep. Okay, you're welcome. All right. I need the blender. We're going to do this, finish off the soup. I'm sorry, I forgot all about the soup.
So we're just getting our bits together here.
Yes, because we've been splitting up, completely forgot that I had a soup cooking at the back. See what happens when you get over 60?
Yeah, we've been working hard following all the bits of the recipes as we went back and forth, right? So all good? Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Yep. All right.
All right.
Look how cooks now without any problem now that we don't really, it doesn't matter. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put 1/4 cup of cashew nuts in here. That'll make it creamy. And also some coconut cream, one can of coconut cream. And I will just put the thick pumpkin soup. This is really boiling now. It's crazy. When you want it to boil, it doesn't. And when you don't want it to boil, it goes silly. But never mind. And then you whiz this up. If you have a Vitamix, you can actually seal it because there are holes on the top that will allow the steam to come out. If you don't have a Vitamix, then leave the lid off like this, like so, the little top, because otherwise it'll explode and it won't be very nice. You'll get it on your roof, on your walls, on your face. Okay, so here we go. That it's too thick, you can always add a bit of soy milk in it if you don't like it as thick. Okay? Because a lot of that water evaporated. I left it out there and forgot about it, and a lot of that has evaporated. So, but you can always put a little bit of soy milk to thin it out if you want to, but I like it thick anyway. Pumpkin soup's nice when it's thick. Okay. So what I'm measuring here, what I'm making here is a measure of yours, okay? This is how much it's going to yield if you follow the recipe that's on your paper. So, you'll have to do two loads of blending. So if you've got a large family, that's really good. Now, if you want to freeze this, you can. When you reheat it, when you throw it out and reheat it, you might want to add some more liquid into it. But as it'll heat up, it'll melt down and it'll be okay. Because it hasn't got, like if you had milk in here, it would freeze a little bit funny. It would go a little bit icy. But this will freeze okay without the milk. While this is going crazy here, I'm going to finish off my sauce. Here's my blueberry sauce. I'm going to put the corn flour starch into it. Sorry about the noise. Okay, that's all done. And then you can just put your cream in it and croutons, or leave it plain, or whatever you'd like. And I like to put in some chives, chopped chives. Some people like to chop up some parsley and put it in. I don't do parsley because my husband doesn't like raw parsley. But parsley is really... But chives is good. Chives is really nice. So, okay. Okay, this is ready. The sauce is ready, and I haven't got anything to put it out, but I'll leave it in here for you to have a look. That's our sauce. that also, sometimes you've got to be careful with the corn flour because the corn flours are all different. Some of them are a little bit, thickens up a lot more than the others. So thank you. That's that. So here's our soup and ready to, so this is how much yours will make, okay, if you're making it at home. This is the quantity. So, yeah. So if you want to make it like that and put, if you're on your own, put single portions in the freezer and then you just take that out when you're ready to. But when you freeze soup, I still like to boil it, I think, before you eat it. It just helps everything to emulsify properly. So, yeah. Sorry about that. There we go. So it's all ready. I think that's it. Did I forget anything? To put the crepe together. Ah, there you go. And then we auction it, yeah? Okay, so we've got the crepe, we've got our cream. Got to put our crepe together. Yeah. I'm sorry. Here we go. All right. Fold it in half. Now we roll it. And then, this has gone really thick. But we put our sauce on top. And just a blob. There we go. Here we go. Done. No sugar, no. Okay. And that's the, I'll let Nathan speak on this thing. He brought it over.
Okay.
Thank you, Nathan.
So now we're done.
Now we're ready.
All right. Now we can
Sorry,
go home
we
if
went a
you
bit
want.
over.
All right. Apparently we're going to stay after and do a whole lot more cooking. Right? No. Okay. Yes? Thank you. For the people online, I must stand here. All right. Good. Yeah, she mentioned the concert. So there's leaflets that look about like this, just on the table. Sunday the 27th. So that's coming up in 3 weeks. Thank you. Here, starting at 6 o'clock. So if you're enjoying the way we do things with this, I'm sure you'll enjoy that too. It's a bit of music, a bit of something different. We like to do just different things. What else was I going to say? Oh, yes. Feel free to visit the health shop downstairs. We all like to go there, probably a little too much, but there's just lovely things down there. And if you're not familiar with it, get familiar with it. It's some great and yummy resources down there. So you guys have been great tonight. Thank you so much. We'd like to send you off. Just thank our Father in heaven. So if you'd like to just bow our heads, we'll ask a blessing. Dear Lord, thank you for each person here, the lovely food that we've partaken in, especially the opportunity to understand how better to be healthy so we can be happy and fulfilled. So bless each person here tonight as we part ways in Jesus' name. Amen.
I just want to thank all these lovely people.
Oh, yes, ladies. Thank you all for the helpers. All right. Yep. These are all the behind-the-scenes team. Yeah, very great. All right. Excellent. Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you so much. So if, of course, everything we do here is free of charge. If you want to support it, we're not going to browbeat you for donations, but there is a donation box if you'd like to help the cause here. And we love food, we love people, and we like to give back to our community to help everyone to be healthy and to happy. And so that's the whole point here. Have a great evening. We'll see you all next week. Good night.